Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna update you on this motorcycle, this Harley Davidson Sportster that I've customized into a vintage looking cafe racer. And one of the challenges was adapting an aftermarket fuel tank, an aftermarket air cleaner, both of which contributed to vapor lock. And how do you know if your own motorcycle has vapor lock? Because it's not always as obvious as evident. It doesn't always, vapor lock doesn't always cause the engine to stall out and unable to restart until it goes down. It's not always that amplified. In my case, was much more subtle. As a matter of fact, it had so many ghost problems, lean running conditions, symptoms, that I was chasing other problems before I realized it's actually vapor lock that's causing all of this mess. And what would cause it? Usually an aftermarket fuel tank that usually has hoses that instead of going as straight down as vertically as possible, or even at a slight angle. In my case, the fuel lines were very horizontal with actually even more obstacles up and down. That is a recipe for vapor lock. I'm going to walk you through it and show you how I fixed my problem. And before I even start, I'll update you on a couple of things you've noticed since last time I built this bike. Mainly this beautiful teardrop shape that makes the bike go faster. Oh, I'm kidding, but it does look better. It keeps the water off the main bearing, main seal. And a friend of mine made that for me. I appreciate it, Dennis. Dennis Cook has made more parts for me in the past, and I thank you for it. Also, these exhaust heat shields protecting my boot from leaving a mark on there, but they used to have perforated holes in them, and I had to remake it because the perforated holes were like cheese graters. I keep moving my foot back and forth on the foot bag, and doing that, having serrated holes in those two covers, do grind away at your leathers, at your boots. Other than that, the bike stayed mostly the same as it did upon inception. Another thing I changed, you'll notice I couldn't resist the temptation. Even though the old battery was okay, I had to get a new lithium iron battery. And even though I was able to modify the original strap that went this way, it was made of stainless steel. It just didn't look right. So I installed this leather dog collar to hold it on a frame. And now let's talk about the fuel tank, particularly the plumbing. And getting rid of that vapor lock was a two-step process. First, he was redesigning my plumbing, one of which you'll see over here, and also eliminating the heat from the carburetor, which we'll get to when we get on the other side. But you notice there is an outlet, one on this side, one on the other side. They're fairly large, 3/8. This is a 3/8 hose, and it's about as big as I could fit on there. And this side, you'll notice the fuel valve is shut. I installed it in such a way where the rider can just find the hose and slide their hand backwards and open it. and this will give you about 20 miles of extra fuel. That's on this side of the tank. And so this fuel line goes to the other side, and you see what I mean? It goes down and then it climbs back up, which makes it very difficult for trapped air to escape. And on this side we have the same outlet up there, you see it, and it goes all the way down to a T. Let's see if you can, yeah, you can see the T over there, so it splits off. And unlike the other side, that hose does not have a fuel shutoff valve, but rather it's on the main outlet to the filter. That way I can still shut my fuel off to clean the filter or whatever you have over there. Plumbing comes off very easy with the tank, but what is important about this is that after the fuel filter, and it all comes off like this, you see it, there's a bracket there to hold it in place without any hardware, just so I can remove the fuel tank, and all of the plumbing comes with the fuel tank. So there is a quick disconnect over here to clean the filter once in a blue moon, and there is another quick disconnect right over there, and that is to either remove the carburetor off the frame or the fuel tank altogether. But you'll notice there's another T over there, and that T is important because if fuel percolates inside the bowl of the carburetor, it'll get so hot it will actually send high pressure vapors this way, and it'll prevent fuel from flowing through. But this T, what it does, it allows air to escape through this hose and back to this junction, where it dumps all that pressure back into the fuel tank up to the top. And this also tells me the level of the fuel in the tank, and lets high pressure air escape, so fuel can just come down and enter it into the carburetor nicely. Now it would be, this is a just to prevent the fuel from being blocked by air blockage, which, believe it or not, air blockage is stronger than one would think. So the other step of removing the vapor lock was eliminating the heat. This is an aftermarket air cleaner, and originally it had a plastic case, and the plastic does not absorb the heat from the engine. This is very hot right here, and originally it came with these aluminum spacers, which are very they will transmit 100% of the heat to the carburetor. As a matter of fact, I could not even touch the ball after a hard run on the motorcycle. I couldn't even touch the ball. It was so hot. The carburetor ball was right there, and it was so hot I couldn't even touch it barehanded. But these plastics, this plastic spacer, you see one there and another one there, helped immensely in removing the heat from the carb. Prevents the fuel percolating in there. And also you'll notice there's a banjo over there and another banjo fitting over here on this side. Let's see if I can get, yeah, there it is right there. And originally this system was designed to direct crankcase pressure through these banjo bolts and into the carburetor. So it was recycling the crankcase vapors, it was reburning them. Right now I have it vented to the atmosphere because hot gases will cause heating of the carburetor. So I'm venting it to the atmosphere. Maybe not the friendliest way to go about saving the earth, but it is a motorcycle. It doesn't put out as much carbon as a car would. So that is how I solved my vapor lock issues. And like I said, the bike was running, it wasn't always obvious. It was running well, except after it heated up, it warmed itself up. I would notice symptoms of lean running, popping through the exhaust and sneezing through the carburetor. But that solved all of my issues. And I'm happy to say that the bike runs very crispy, very noticeable improvement after that those modifications. And so there you are. If you have an aftermarket fuel tank, look into how your lines are routed and make sure that air does not get trapped in there, especially if you have a fuel filter that is horizontally mounted. For some reason this amplified the vapor lock symptoms. But anyway, there you have it. Good luck with your project, and hopefully you can make that motorcycle purr. And also, before I let you go, I want to remind especially the local guys in Michigan, in Detroit, Michigan, about Detroit Antique Motorcycle show coming this Saturday, September 9th at the Tangent Club. I'll be going. Some friends of mine will actually participate in the show. This bike will not be in a show, but it'll be outside in the visitors parking lot. And right after that one, the next weekend, is one of my friends gathering in Stockbridge, Michigan, called All Clubs Day. Coming out and enjoy. The motorcycle will be in that show. Hopefully it will be great weather for September. We'll see. But meanwhile, take care and good luck with your project. Bye-bye.